What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV here, back here for another fan show. Today we are marking the anniversary of Jose Mourinho, which will be on the 20th of November. 1 year on since Jose Mourinho took the helm at Tottenham Hotspur. It was a very emotional week for most Tottenham Hotspur fans out there, as we were mourning the loss of Mauricio Pochettino as Jose Mourinho came in. So we thought we'd do a live stream, we'd get all your fans' opinions on Jose Mourinho, what they were then, what they are now, how you feel it's going, and what have you, and these kind of things. We're going to use it as an hour to celebrate the job that Jose Mourinho is doing and what we think he can go on to achieve. But look, before we get into that, I want everyone that is watching so far to scroll down, hit that like button and hit that subscribe button. If we get to 1,000 likes today, we will be giving away a We Are Tottenham TV t-shirt to one of you lucky viewers out there. Simeon will be asking you a question, and the first one to get that question right will be receiving a We Are Tottenham TV shirt. Sim, Jose Mourinho, 1 year. How you feeling?
Yeah, it's been a year. It's been a bit of a crazy year, but classic Jose. Someone saying there's an echo. Can you listen, Frank? Sorry. But Jose, it's been quite a good year for him. I think we did a long video the other day explaining how our thoughts on the first year on Pochettino and first year on Mourinho, Pochettino's exit and everything, how we think he's done. I mean, interested to see what fans think, and I'm interested to hear some callers. But I think we're on the right path with Jose. I think we're going in a good direction, and I think the way things ended with Poch and where we're at now, there's been a big rebuild. It's a different team now. We're a completely different team to what we were a year ago. And I think I'm excited to see where we're going from here. At the moment with Tottenham, I'm excited for every game, kind of thing. Yeah, it's a very exciting time.
It got to a stage at the latter end of Poch, even at some stages under Jose Mourinho, when we were going through that mad injury crisis, just be like it was a chore to watch Tottenham Hotspur. But finally, I think there's a good feeling around Tottenham again, and we are literally looking forward to every game. We've got a run now of Man City, Chelsea, Arsenal, and I don't think any of these games scare us as fans, to be honest. I think we're looking forward to them. We're thriving on the occasion, and we're actually hopeful that we can get a good number of points over these next 3 games.
I think even just having Mourinho just gives everyone, not only the players, the fans, it just gives everyone in the club that extra bit of belief that we actually can get over the line because of what he's done in the game and what he's achieved. It's just that extra element of belief that when we go into these big games and we go into maybe finals or semi-finals or whatever, that we can actually achieve what everyone's dreaming of, because he's just achieved so much in the game that you're fully behind his methods.
Yeah, and I think Harry Kane said something similar, didn't he? He says with the sheer trophies he's won, there's an aura about him. There's a winning mentality, a winning aura about him, which, Pochettino might not have had, because he's never actually got over the line as a manager, as much as we all love him. You know what I mean? It's just about that mentality of getting over that line, which we never seem to do under Pochettino.
I would say if it wasn't for Pochettino, we probably wouldn't even have Mourinho. That's probably true.
Yeah, that's probably the truth of the matter. It really is. But before we get our first guest on, I haven't explained to you the competition in a while, but now it is seeming low. It's near the end of the month. So on that Chelsea game, we'll be having a live draw where 3 names will be coming out of the hat. You all have to be a gold member to have your name in the hat. Third prize will be a flag and a program, which someone actually didn't claim on the last one, so maybe we'll give 2 of those out. So maybe 4.
Yeah, it wasn't claimed.
4 names will be out of the hat. There'll be 2 flags and 2 programs to be given out. Second prize will be a We Are Tottenham TV t-shirt of your choice, and the number 1 prize this month is going to be a signed t-shirt from Ledley King, a signed Spurs shirt from Ledley King and Graham Roberts, 2 absolute Tottenham legends. The first signed Spurs shirt was a Toby Alderweireld shirt, that was won by Brian Daigle, who is, funnily enough, our first guest today. So let's get him on.
Let's get Brian on
And let's see what he has to say. Brian, can't hear you.
Hey Brian, we can't hear you, mate.
I can't. You're on mute.
I'm not.
Ah,
there you are. Now you can hear you.
Okay. Cool. As I said, look, Exhibit A.
There you go. A lovely,
Someone's
lovely
got a
shirt.
I love that,
It looks
Brian.
good on your wall over there.
Suits you.
Thank you once again, guys, so much for it. How are you doing, boys?
Yeah, we're all good, mate. Finally, this international break is coming to an end. So happy days.
Muzzle top, as we would say. Muzzle top and cinnamon top.
Exactly. You know the words.
You look very happy, Brian. I want to know if you are as happy with Mourinho as you are with the shirt.
You know what? I'll go back to the very start. And when we got him, I literally said to everyone, we're dancing with the devil. But right now, that devil has turned into a beautifully singing angel. That's all I can say. I've been so impressed with him. And I think what did it is the documentary, when you got to see what he did behind the scenes. Because we all see what he does on the pitch and how he can manipulate games and be with fans and be with players and officials. But you got to see the man. And I think that was a huge, huge turning point.
Yeah, I actually kind of agree with you. I mean, I was on similar thinking to you. I really did not want him. I hated the football he played. I hated everything he was associated with at Chelsea and what have you. But I got to say, I've completely turned full circle on Jose Mourinho, and I'm completely under his spell. But what did help do it was the documentary, and I feel like if Twitter's anything to go by, then the documentary did win him over a lot of fans.
Big time. And I think a lot of the things that have done it as well, you'll go back to his first press conference, and I think everyone watched that, whether they liked him or not. And when they asked that question about the team dropping tools after the Champions League final, was it a hangover? And he said, I don't know, I've never lost a Champions League final. just the way he handles the media as well, he's a step above from Maurizio on that level.
Yeah.
On that level, the way he manipulates the media. And like I said on the last call I was on, the word mentality, you hear it in Harry Kane interviews now, even for England. There seems to be a huge switch in the mental aspect of our game, which is the thing we were missing.
And one of the big criticisms, you say how he handles the media. One of the big criticisms people have had of Mourinho is possibly his handling of certain players in the media. You know, sometimes he would call players out. He won't shirk responsibility in terms of letting the players know if they're not doing good enough. He's done that in the past with people like Luke Shaw, and he's done it since he's come to Tottenham. People like Ndombele. But obviously, Ndombele, we've seen he's had a big turnaround. But how do you think his man management has come across since he's come into the club?
Do you know what? To start off with, I was like, especially when he was handling Ndombele, I thought, oh, don't let this happen. But what I think we've needed is we've had too many managers that are too nice, and they will say stuff behind the scenes, but no one gets to hear it. So the fact that he's doing it and the way he's handling Delhi. Do you know what? If you'd asked me this last year, I'd have said, "What are you doing, Mourinho? You're an idiot." But right now, I think Jose Mourinho is absolutely bang on the money, and it's called out. And you can see the effect it's had on Ndombele. Dyer's even called Ali out and said, listen, mate, work up and look what happens. And now it's on Danny. So everything Jose is doing, look, guys, we've got to remember, this guy has also got Daniel Levy to spend.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So this guy is doing everything right, in my opinion.
And, there was a lot of talk as well when Mourinho took over that it was only from certain pundits, but maybe he couldn't get the best out of Kane. Maybe he couldn't get the best out of Son. He's a defensive manager.
Don't call Merson a pundit. Don't call Merson a pundit.
No. Some people agreed with him. Some people agreed with him.
No, I'm talking to my brother.
But the way he has developed Harry Kane's game into the striker, how he started the season, how he's playing at the moment, do you think he doesn't get enough credit for that kind of stuff?
He deserves enormous credit. I mean, we've seen it for seasons that Harry Kane has got a pass in him. He has got a pass in him, but we've been so reliant on him for goals. And obviously, Son chipped in with his fair few previous seasons, but he saw something there. And it was like, okay, you've got pace. If Kane drops deep, you do this. And he's called it as it is. He's seen something that managers previously didn't, and it's working. I mean, he's utilising every single facet that Harry Kane has in his game. And his passing is, honestly, next to De Bruyne, I don't think you'll find a better passer in the league. And also, I don't know where his defending has come from. He's become like a 4, a 6, a 9, a 10. It's just 11 Harry Kane.
Everything.
Exactly. I mean, there's a comment here from Andy Kiriaki, I don't know how to pronounce that surname, but we'll just call him Andy for now. He says, you are all jumping the gun with Mourinho. The jury is still out. Do you agree with that, or do you think that the proof is in the pudding there for Mourinho?
Look, I mean, we all know with Mourinho's track record, he comes, he wins, he goes. In that order. That's what he does. But the thing is, and I've been thinking to this, everywhere he's gone, they have been, with no disrespect to us, they have been absolutely ginormous clubs with pedigrees like Man U, Madrid. And if you don't win the league or you don't win the Champions League, your neck is on the line, end of. He doesn't really have that at Tottenham. It isn't right, you've got to win the league. If we can compete for the league, get Champions League and a trophy, that is a fantastic season for us. So I think here he hasn't got that added pressure. Do I think he'll stay in more than 3 years? Maybe. But based on track record, he won't. But all we want is a silver shiny trophy to hold up. And if that's what we have to do to get it, then that's what we have to do.
All right, last question for you, Brian, before we let you go. Where can he improve for you? Where do you see any shortcomings in how Mourinho's been in his first year?
That is a really, really good question. And if you had asked me this a year ago, or I've been on the show a year ago, I would have taken up your whole show with a list of what he needs to do. But right now, God, oh my God, I wish I prepped for that question. I can't think of one. I honestly...
What, he's doing perfect 10 out of 10 job? He's not being a 10, he's been a 10 out of 10, do you think?
He's not been a 10 out of 10.
So where does he need to improve? Where's those little marks coming from?
Oh my God. Let me think about that and come back to you next time after we've beaten Man City, and then I'll tell you.
All right, no problem, Brian.
Or when we lose to Man City and then you come up with all the flaws in the game.
No, that's not happening. That's not happening, Ben. We ain't got to worry about that, my friend.
All right, I like the positivity.
Nice one, Brian.
All right, guys, always a pleasure to see ya.
Always a pleasure,
you, my
Brian.
friend, and to you.
Nice
See you
one.
soon.
Bye, mate.
Oh, that was a neat transition.
That was a nice little transition,
Yeah,
Frank.
I've got a super chat there from Ndombele Season. I think we've had that we've probably had that name for a while. But it says, the sooner Jose realises Dyer and Sissoko are not good enough on the ball, the better we will be versus smaller teams. That's not a bad shout. I think against smaller teams, we should be playing Ndombele and Lo Celso in the future coming up.
I feel that's the flaw for me this season, is that showing teams a bit too much respect.
Yeah.
I think that's the one thing for me this season is what we've shown. I think you can't have too much complaints with the way the season's gone so far. I mean, it was a shocking performance against Everton, but apart from that, I think
in every game we played pretty well.
I wouldn't say played pretty well in every game, but we haven't looked like we're going to get beaten. We haven't looked like a beaten side. You know what I mean?
But I think on the balance of play, you got to say, apart from Everton, we've pretty much deserved to win every game.
Yeah.
You got to say.
Yeah.
Can I just as well, quickly, before we move on to the next guest, can we show this wood plank? Because we haven't shown it yet.
Yes.
With Richard Blackdog, I know if you're watching.
If you're watching Richard Blackdog.
Richard Blackdog is Richard Cleaver is his real name. He made this for us. What an absolute hero. He took his time to make a wood carving of our logo. We haven't shown it. We got it a couple days ago. Unbelievable. Look at that. It's beautiful.
The depth in that as well.
Absolutely beautiful. We'll find the time. We'll find somewhere to hang it up in the studio once we can. We can't really find somewhere at the moment because we can't drill into the studio over there. But when we find a place to put it, we'll put it. And it's absolutely a beautiful wood carving of our logo. I want to just say on record on the channel, just thank you, Richard, for supporting the channel because he's a gold member, I believe, as well. He's constantly sending us super chats and trying to interact with us and sending us this, spending time out of his day to make this for us and send it over to us. It really is a wonderful, wonderful gift, and it means a lot to us. So thank you, Richard Blackdog. Much appreciated.
Yeah, we really appreciate it. I can't thank you enough, really. It is an amazing...
Yeah, honestly,
amazing
it really
piece
is
of
amazing.
But look, if any of you guys want to give this a go and see if you can get better than Richard, look, we're always happy to accept.
It doesn't have to be a wood carving, whatever you want.
Exactly,
you know
whatever you guys want.
More than happy to be sending gifts, and obviously Richard, we've got a lot of time for him, and he's welcome on the channel whenever he wants.
Apparently, we're really echoey at the moment.
Who said that? I
I
didn't.
just got a message.
Okay.
Yeah, a few people are saying it in the comments now as well. How's that? Is that any better?
Is that better, guys? Let me know in the comments below if there's an echo.
David Harris, we can hear you in the background there. What?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe I can ask in the background, but I don't know. I'm getting mixed messages here from the comments. Some saying it's good, and some saying it's not good. It's hard to gauge.
All right, let's bring on another guest. David Harris. Nice trim there. How's it going, mate?
How are you, lads? Finally, the Jose Appreciation Show I was asking for a few weeks ago.
Exactly. This show is all for you, David.
Come on.
Yeah, no, look, on the whole Mourinho thing, look, going back to the start when Potter's time was done at the club, it was either Mourinho or Eddie Howe. I know which one I'd take any day. Mourinho is the proven winner. Even if
why not a Ten Hag or a Nagelsmann or someone like that?
No, look, Mourinho is one of the greats of the games. He's been at every club he's managed has been a top club. He's won something at every club he's been at. Everyone thought he was over the hill after United, but if you look what he done with United, he got them to a Europa League final, and he also brought them second in the league. And if you look at where they are now, quite clearly the problem is the players at that club. Look what he's done. Look what he's done to our team. Even if you just look at individual players' performances, like even if you look at Son, he's improved his running off the ball. You look at Harry Kane, he's given Kane license to drop in and pick passes out with Son and all running in behind. He's limited the mistakes Arian has made. He's completely revived Eric Dyer. He's completely revived Dombele, and he's completely revived Eric Lamela as well.
No, I completely agree with that.
I want to ask David something. You probably, I don't know if you watched it, but you probably watched our video the other day where we were reacting to old clips. And we were reacting to the day Pochettino got sacked, and we were talking about potentials. And my brother was talking about Mourinho being a dinosaur and whatever. And although maybe those comments haven't aged that well, he wasn't alone in thinking that. He wasn't the only fan at that time thinking those kind of thoughts about Mourinho.
How many times do I need to be called out?
No, I'm not calling you out. I'm asking David a question. I want to ask him: of the fans who are thinking like my brother did back then, do you think he's proved them wrong for what he's done at the club, or do you think he still has a way to go to fully prove those fans wrong?
First of all, I love the way you hung out Ben there. That's brilliant.
Always just hanging me out to dry this one. Always.
I want to know. It was a genuine question. It's just a good segue. I just had to point it out one more time.
I think personally he has started to prove them wrong. Even if you look at the mentality he's brought into the club, our players are talking about winning things now. Another thing you said on one of your videos during the week, Sim, it's about under Poch we believed, and under Mourinho we trust. It was something like that. I fully agree with you.
Pochettino will teach us to dare. Mourinho will teach us to do.
Yeah, that's the saying. Yeah, and look, even if you just look like his first game of the season this season against Everton, he got the substitutions wrong in my eyes. But since then, he's all the lessons have been learned, and we're on the rise. We've a few big games coming up ahead of us now, and these games would probably tell whether your brother was right or not.
And how do you think we're going to fare in the next few games? Because it's our biggest test of the season.
Yeah, it's our biggest test of the season. We've Arsenal, Chelsea, and City all sitting in there. Look, I take 7. I take 7 points from them. Even though I want 9, I would take 7. Look, they're tough games, but this is where our mentality, our bollocks, our steel is tested really.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. So
another thing that Mourinho has brought to the club, it's the mentality, it's the tactics, the players believe in him as well. And as well, he's also he's very cynical. Like he has like with the Dele Alli situation, like under Pochettino just kept playing him, and he can see what Winks is as well, which is a bonus to me. So yeah, I love this guy. When he was first mentioned, this is the guy I wanted to come in, just purely because all the trophies he's won.
And have you seen any flaws in his management that you do want him to improve?
Yeah, to me, it's his substitution sometimes. A couple of times this season, he's got it wrong. He's got away with it a few times. His substitutions is the biggest one for me. But tactical-wise, man management, everything else is spot on. His game management as well is pretty good, I have to say. Just looking back on where we were at the start when he came in to now, his game management has improved so much as well. And the players, they're not clueless anymore. Like when he first came in, it was a lot of long ball. This season we're playing ball, and the main reason is because the transfers that he's brought to the club, the players he's brought in, the likes of Højbjerg and Doherty at fullback, Reguilon at fullback, which means we can actually play out from the back. Because we've seen it time and time again. When you have Davies and Aurier playing fullback, you can't play out from the back.
Do you think that Jose, in terms of the transfer market, he's been a lot more willing to kind of call out Daniel Levy publicly, and well, not publicly like actually call him out, but he's making very, very strong hints. For example, we only have one striker, we need another striker. These kind of comments. Do you think that is a big benefit in terms of getting our targets in the transfer market, whereas Pochettino was more willing to publicly back Daniel Levy and publicly say I like my squad, I think I've got a good squad, I don't need any more players, whereas Mourinho wasn't saying those kind of things and maybe put a lot more pressure on Levy to push the boat out a bit?
Yeah, look, under Pochettino, I firmly believe that's one of the things that probably cost him his job in the end. Well, like everyone else in the club, even the players like Harry Kane was looking around, like knowing we needed players, and then you have Pochettino in the press backing Levy and saying, "Oh no, we don't need players." And look, in hindsight, I'm sure if he looked back at it, not bringing in any players over them 2 windows cost him his job. With Mourinho in the press, he's a straight shooter, and he'll let you know what's going on at the club. He tried telling United fans, they wouldn't listen. They were just like, "Oh, it's Mourinho moaning again." But like if you look with Daniel Levy, he's in awe of Mourinho, so he will back him, and we're going to see the best Mourinho. A happy Mourinho is when you see the best Mourinho, and just purely because he's so straight in the press, Levy will find it hard not to do what Mourinho says, especially if he wants to win the trophy.
Historically, Jose only lasts 2-3 years at a club. Do you think that's still going to be the case at Tottenham Hotspur?
Look, I was actually thinking about this earlier on. This could be the club he really falls in love with. He could be here for 5-6 years. I really do believe it. Especially like think about even if we win the Premier League or a cup. Even if he doesn't do it the next season, Levy's not going to get rid of him.
Yeah, no. Nah, I completely agree with that. But finally, Dave, go on. Sorry, what were you saying?
If you think about it, it's not really expected of us to win the league every season. So there's no reason why, even if we do win the league, that Levy will get rid of him, in my eyes.
No, so I think that's completely spot on. But finally, what I want to say to you is, what happened to your boys at Wembley the other night?
Look, lads, it was an absolute shambles.
With Harry Winks in the middle as well.
We can't hit the target. But look, one thing I will say is actually, and I texted you about it, it was actually probably one of our best midfield displays I've actually seen in a long time, and that's purely because Harry Winks was in the midfield. And sorry, just before I go, lads, I just want to say to you, thanks very much for providing the platform to me and many others over the likes of the lockdowns and during this pandemic. It's been fantastic, and it's a great job you're doing. And I just want to say thanks very much from myself and on behalf of everyone else.
Nah, you're very welcome, David, and thank you for coming on and contributing as well, because the more fans that come on, obviously, the better, and that's what we want to do, is give fans like yourself and everyone else out there a platform to give their opinions.
Yeah, well, I really do appreciate it. It's you also provide a bit of therapy, which is nice, especially when we lose. We can all sit here like a little family and just chat away and just be angry together, Other people might not get it. Sometimes Missy be like, "Why you're angry?" But she doesn't understand. So it's nice to come on here and be able to just be angry with people who understand as well. It's nice.
It's all
a bit of Tottenham therapy helps everyone. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah.
All right, David, thanks a lot for coming on again. Hopefully, we'll see you on the fan show on Friday. Yeah, fan show on Friday.
Looking forward to
it. See you Friday, lads.
Thanks for coming on,
Cheers,
David.
mate.
Always good to speak to you. Well, that was very nice, David to say.
Very nice of David to say.
We've got a super chat here quickly.
Go on.
From Dark Bear 19. He says, "We're winning the league this season. Son top goal scorer. We have the squad. We have the manager. Liverpool have injuries, and Man City shaky."
I mean, I'll take it. I'll take it right now. That's for
Liverpool
sure.
do have injuries. They do well have injuries. Not only that, Henderson apparently has been injured again as well, and also their sub centre back Reece Williams is now injured. So yeah, apparently.
Is that true?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't like to laugh at players getting injured. I'm
No.
not laughing at anyone getting injured.
It's just
I'm
the
laughing
situation because they've
at the
had no
situation.
injuries for 2 years.
I mean, yeah, I mean, you know what, yeah? What really annoys... I know we're drifting off Mourinho for a second, but this is just for 1 second. I mean, nobody said a word last season when Spurs got all these injuries, and suddenly Liverpool get all these injuries, and everyone wants to bloody sit funeral for them, you know what I mean?
Well, to be fair, they are still winning, so it's a bit different. But yeah, Mourinho came under a lot of flack when we had that period last season. No one even said anything about the injuries, except for Spurs fans. But anyway, it is what it is at the moment. But yeah, who's coming on next?
Next guest. All right. Marcelo.
Let's go, baby. Come on, man. Come on, sing it with me. Porto United. Inter Madrid. And now he left the Chelsea. Come on.
Go on, Marcelo.
Let's go, man. Let's go. Happy. I'm thrilled. But to back up my boy Ben, I wanted Ten Hag, man. You know what I mean? When you know Mauricio first got sacked, I wanted
Big up Marcelo! Big up Marcelo!
Yeah, I gotta back him up, bro. Because you know, and you know, if something bad happens to Mourinho in the future, I still want Ten Hag because that guy plays some really nice football. You know what I mean?
Ten
really
Hag
like
or Nagelsmann?
Yeah, Ten Hag.
Okay.
Nagelsmann, I just see him kind of another Poch, a guy who kind of will, you know, is overachieving at the club, but Ten Hag, man, because he's won trophies and stuff. But Jose, man, I couldn't be thrilled because I knew when he came, he would either be backed or he was gonna, you know, expose the board. And because Jose isn't the type of guy that takes, you know, a lot of crap from the board. You know what I mean? You'll call them out. So I was pretty happy with that, and you know, and you obviously saw it with the Everton game, man. Once the Everton game, you know, we had that negative result. You see Reguilon, you see Bale, you know, you see all these signings, Welsh Maldini, everything, man. I mean, this guy is transforming the club. When was the last time we had a transfer window like that? When we
sold Gareth Bale?
Yeah, exactly, man. It came in full circle, bro. I'm telling you, Jose Mourinho, he's transforming this club, man. I mean, we got one of the best left back in the league. I couldn't imagine saying that, you know, last season, you know? We got one of the best front three in the league, you know? We got some of the best midfielders. I'm confident this season, bro. Anfield has become a new hospital, man. They just getting injuries and injuries, man. That place is, dude, it's looking sad. And honestly, not to make fun of Liverpool fans, I do kind of feel your pain. You know what I mean? But I agree with you. When Tottenham, you know, I had to see Lamella, Dele, and what was it, Lucas as a front three because we got so many injuries. You know what I mean? Nobody should ever see that, man. That was horrifying. You know? But now since, you know, Liverpool is getting injuries, everybody's like, you know, trying to say, oh, there's a huge injury problem. We should cancel the league. Shut up. You know, Sky Sports, you're a joke. But yeah, you know, Mourinho. His tactics, I love his tactics. He's not a limited manager. People that keep saying, "Oh, he's just defensive," we are seeing it now. He can be counterattacking. We can play tiki-taka football, and we can play defensive football when we have to. That's something, you know, Mauricio's always lacked. Is, you know, playing as a defensive unit. Everybody track back. You know, you're seeing Son putting in tackles. You see Kane looking like, you know, the English Puyol. You know what I mean? The man is just looking amazing, man. The man is just He just can do anything. I mean, Kane has never looked this good under Jose. Never.
I agree. I agree. But in terms of Jose's reputation, he's been accused in the past of being toxic. He's been accused in the past of alienating players. I know it's only a year, so maybe there's still time for that. But how do you feel like he's dealt with the man management side of things since he's come into Tottenham? Because he's called out players publicly like Ndombele, Dele Alli. He hasn't been shy to talk about. Obviously, we've seen the transformation in Ndombele, how that's transformed him at this season. But how do you feel in terms of Pochettino would never do that kind of stuff in public, whereas Mourinho has done his very different approach? And is it working for you?
It's a breath of fresh air, man. Seeing stuff like that, because I love Poch, but that was another thing I always just nagged me about him. You know what I mean? He'll make these like cows crossing the road, or the train or whatever analogies, and just make all these like excuses. I'm like, man, just say what you have to say, bro. You know what I mean? Like that always bothered me about Poch, but I just be real with it. You know what I mean? Like if you have not been good and it's fair criticism, I'm all for it, and that's what I want from a manager. You know what I mean? You play your best team. You play the players that deserve to play. And Dele, Ndombele last season, they all deserve the criticism that they were getting. You know what I mean? And I think his man management has been ice cold, but it's been fair. The players that are playing good. You see Kane. I mean, Kane talks about Kane like he's the next Ronaldo Nazario. You know what I mean? Like you see how he bigs up Kane, Son, and all these players are doing well. But the players that are lacking, he says, "Look, it's not my job. You got to pick it up." And I respect that from him, man. That takes a lot of courage and balls to do that. And
yeah, I think you're completely spot on, because as much as I loved Maurizio, and trust me, I love that man, and I
love
still
him
do,
too, bro.
And I still do. But his
him.
Press conferences were painful.
Awful.
They were so painful.
Oh, I can't. I love watching Mourinho talk. You know what I mean? Like just the charisma, just everything. It's so good. I love him in the club. So
and
far,
as soon as Jose came in, that first press conference, it got us all under a spell. It was like, finally, we got a manager who can tell us what's exactly going on. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Because Maurizio didn't want to tell us anything. He was
always behind the scenes. It was always like, oh, you don't know what's going on. But with Mourinho, you know exactly what's going on. If he's not happy, he's like, remember the Amazon series, bro? I love that scene where he's like, when a player, when I feel like I don't want to play at the club, and I don't want him anymore, you will not, feel it. You will know it from me. You know what I mean? That's the type of manager I want. Ice cold.
Yeah,
exactly. Jedson Fernandez is feeling that right now, I think.
Dude, a lot of people are feeling it right now. and that's what you need, man. You gotta get that competition. You can't be soft.
I agree. But in terms of looking over his first year, where do you think for you he could improve, or what would you like to see him do differently or improve on?
He has a couple of favorites that I don't really like. Mainly Eric Dyer and Davies. I mean, the amount of game time Davies gets, it's unreal. I don't see it. I think the man, I think he's thinking about a different type of Davies. I think he's thinking about Alphonso Davies every time he looks at the team sheet, man. Because I don't know how Davies keeps getting these game time, man. I don't get it. But I mean, like he keeps trying to play him at left back and at center back and all this stuff. Like he keeps trying to shoehorn Davies in, and it just frustrates me. You know what I mean? I don't like it. I don't like it. But his substitution sometimes, like the Everton game when he put on Sissoko when we were one goal behind, I'm like, oh man, that's you don't put Sissoko on when we're a goal behind. You got to put on Bergwijn or someone else. But otherwise, he's been terrific, man. He's changed the mentality of this club. He's making us become winners, and I hope he wins a trophy. I think he's going to win the Premier League. I've been saying it, bro. Like, Man City, they're done out here. Pep Guardiola lost his mind, and, Liverpool is becoming, a new hospital ground. So, that's it.
All right, Marcelo. Always a pleasure to have you
on,
mate.
Spurs. Nice. See you on Friday, boys.
See you on
Looking
Friday,
forward to it, mate.
All right, always great to get Marcelo.
He's always got a lot to say.
Character, I love that guy.
He's always got a lot to say, Marcelo. Love it.
Let's get our next guest on.
Who we got? Oh, it's a kettle. No, Simon.
Hi guys.
Hi, Simon.
Hi, Simon. You all right?
You need to go a bit lower. We can't.
there you go.
I'll say that. You can see me now?
Yeah, now we can see you. Yeah, now we can see you. How's it
I'm
going?
just cooking the dinner.
Oh, he's getting ready for tea, are you?
What are you cooking?
Yeah,
What are you cooking?
chicken.
Oh, very nice.
Very nice.
Very nice.
And what do you think Jose's cooking up this season?
What's that? Sorry, Sim?
What do you think Jose is cooking up this season?
The Premier League.
The Premier League. All right.
That's what I'm talking about.
Come on, I want you to assess Jose's first year in charge for me. I want an overview from you, Simon. Well, how do you see it?
I think when he first come in, and when the announcement, there's so much negativity around, and I thought no one gave him a chance really to actually bet in. I ain't saying all the fans, but there was some of the fans who was giving some bad eggs. But I think overall, it's still time to. There's so much to do at Tottenham still, but I think he's going good. I think he is going good.
What's impressed you since he's come in, and maybe surprised? Has he surprised you somewhat in anything he's done?
I like how he just come in and he's not taking no nonsense from no one. It doesn't matter who you are, Harry Kane, Son, Ali. Doesn't matter who you are. If you don't train well, if you don't work hard, you're literally on the subs bench or you're not in the team at all. I think he's got that going in the team at the minute. I think everyone at the minute is pulling in the right direction how Mourinho wants to go, and I think he's doing that well. And it just goes to show Ali, he's a quality player, but he's lazy. And I think under Pochettino, Ali would have played every week, knowing he's a lazy trainer and things like that. And I think that's what Mourinho's bring. No nonsense.
You cast your mind back a year, Simon. We had Pochettino, then we sacked him, got Jose Mourinho. What were your personal feelings on Pochettino? And then was Jose the man that you wanted at the time?
Well, when Poch went, it was quite sad, but I wasn't surprised. It was coming. I felt it was coming to an end. I think we needed someone to come in and take us that step further, to take us to the next level. And I think Mourinho was my number one choice all along. There's no one else. Once Mourinho's name was there, that's it, Mourinho, all day long. The guy's a winner. The guy is an absolute winner. You can have your Nagelsmanns and your others, but to me, Mourinho is the man at the minute to take this team to win on silverware, I think.
And when he first came, it's true he is a winner, and he's what he's achieved in his career is second to none. But he did come to the club with a reputation for playing part of the bus football, a reputation for alienating players, for turning a bit toxic, all these kind of things preceding him. Do you think his judging from his time in the club so far, do you think those assumptions were unfair and he's proven people wrong, or do you see an element of that since he's been here?
Let's get it straight. I think everyone knew when Jose come in. Everyone knew what he was bringing in. He's not everyone's cup of tea, but when it comes down to it, as I keep saying, he is the winner, and he will bring this. He will bring trophies to his club without a shadow of doubt. These them fans down the road. Remember when they said you're getting a washed up Mourinho? What they're saying now?
With that fraud Mikel Arteta at the helm, I mean,
yes, exactly.
they can't say anything. You know what I mean? After that Aston Villa game, they crawled back into their caves, and you're not going to see them till probably the pre-season next season.
They even say it now. Because I've seen a couple of videos, and they even say it now. Oh, Tottenham fans are getting overhyped and all this. Just watch when they play City, Leicester, and I thought, oh, come on. Jesus Christ, come on, you're Arsenal fans, Christ. You just lost to Aston Villa, 3-0 at home.
I know, I mean, they have no shame, you know what I mean? They have no shame whatsoever. But it's kind of safe to say, well, it's kind of a rule in Jose Mourinho's career where he only lasts around 3 years. Do you reckon finally in this job he can take it further than that?
On the last caller, I think he's correct. I think, as you said there, Mourinho only stays only short periods. I think the last call. I reckon he's correct. I think he's going to stay over 3 years. I reckon I can see him staying like an Alex Ferguson. Not Alex Ferguson that long, but I think he can stay that long. I really do. I think once he brings that first trophy. But it's all about Daniel Levy. He's still got to back him. We're not at the woods yet. He's still got to go January. I think we still need 1 or 2 players. In defence, definitely. I think that defence needs tightening up still. And I think guys, what do you reckon about Christian Eriksen? Bring them back? What do you reckon?
I don't think so.
For me, no. I think that ship has sailed. You know what I mean? I think that he stopped playing for us once. I think when you do that, I think sometimes it is very hard to get back to your best. I genuinely believe that. You know, I don't like to bring up them lot down the road, but look at Alexis Sanchez. He was one of the best players in the Premier League. And then he went to Man U, tried to force a move out of Arsenal, stopped playing.
And he went on to Inter Milan as well.
Exactly. He stopped playing for Arsenal. Couldn't get a tune out of him at Man United, and he was struggling at Inter Milan the first bit he was there for as well.
But don't you think we're missing someone like Eriksen? I know we've got the Celso and Ndombele, but I think we're missing someone still to unlock defences in these sort of games against the Burnleys and the Brighton still.
Harry Kane.
Yeah, I personally think we haven't seen the best of Giovanni Lo Celso this season as well, so I think he's going to be a big plus. And I think if we can get a song out of Lo Celso and bring in someone like a Sabitzer as well, I think that void will be completely full.
Yeah, I agree, guys. I agree. And also, did you see the other night Oliver Skip for the under-21s?
Yes. He's looking good, isn't he?
That guy, that pass.
Yeah, it was brilliant. One time as well.
This guy is a baller, and I reckon he'll give one season. I think because even Jose's already said this guy will be a future captain. Yeah, and I think he's a quality player. I think he's miles better than Winks. I think we should have sent Winks out on loan and kept
Skip.
We should do a swap deal with Norwich. Winks for Skip, yeah?
Well, say now, Sim, I know you're a big Winks fan, lad, but...
What?
He did have a good game the other night, I have to admit. He did have
He was man of the match against Ireland, mate. Absolute man of the match. He was absolute class. Come on. Skip gets scapegoated every single time. Every time Skip gets... I'm not Skip, sorry. Winks gets scapegoated.
Sim, it's only Ireland, mate. It's only Ireland.
He had a great game.
You could only beat what's put in front of you, right?
And the first half against Ludogorets, he was absolutely fantastic.
What about second half?
He was.
No, I can give him. He has been playing good over the last couple of games, but I'm still not a Winks fan.
Yeah, I'm with you, Simon. I'm with you. But anyway, thank you so much
You're
for
not
coming
a Winks
on.
fan.
Okay, guys.
I like Winks, but I don't think that he. I don't know. I wouldn't be too fussed
Winks,
if we
Ben,
were to get
answer
rid.
it.
Say that again.
Skip or Winks? Answer it.
Skip or Winks? I mean, look. As a player right now, for the here and now, you got to say Harry Winks, because Skip hasn't had the kind of games at the top level as Winks has. But I would say that I am very excited about Skip, and when he comes back, then I hope he can knuckle down and replace Winks. Yeah, I do.
Yeah. Okay, guys. Thank you very much.
Thanks,
and
Simon.
guys,
good speech to you.
Keep it up. You're doing cracking, guys. You're doing absolutely fantastic.
Thank you very much. Come on, Spurs.
Thank you, Simon.
Come on, Spurs. Come on.
Come on.
Guys, before we go, City, Tottenham, what do you reckon?
I'm going 1-0 Spurs.
I said 1-1. 1-1.
Yeah, that's because Sim has Winks in his starting lineup. That's why.
I'm gonna go 2-1. I'm gonna see Sterling, because if Sterling's missing, that'd be a massive thing for us.
Yeah, he's injured for tonight, so maybe could be out for the weekend.
Let's hope so.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, guys.
Good to see you, mate. Simon. Good to chat to you. See you, mate.
All right, we have a super chat here from Ndombele Season again. He says, we've made some very good signings this summer. I'm certain all will succeed, but have to admit Doherty is a flop and will flop. Doherty is a flop, will flop, and is crap.
What are you talking about?
He's very certain that Doherty's going to flop, this guy. I mean, he's not a flop yet.
Look, first of all, how can you say Doherty's a flop? He's not everyone's talking about Doherty, about this flying wing back that we had against this flying wing back that Wolves had. You know, late runs into the box, scoring a lot of goals, assisting quite a few. But this isn't the role that Jose Mourinho has him in. It's not the role he has him in. The role that Jose Mourinho has on him is a kind of restrictive right back that doesn't get forward that much. And I'm sorry, but his defensive work is getting better and better. And I genuinely believe he's a safer bet at right back than Aurier is in the system that Jose is playing at the moment.
Yeah, it's hard to argue with that, but I also want to just read out this comment as well because I think it's quite interesting. I want to get people's opinions on it. It's from Preggy Chinamunian. I think that's how you say it. It says, he says, this is a different version of Mourinho. The previous version was arrogant and brash. This version has brushed up on his emotional intelligence and much more controlled and hasn't lost his assertiveness. Interesting. So he reckons Mourinho has adapted to the more adapted to how players are, has a more emotional intelligence. I want to know if people think that's true, if he's changed, or are we just seeing the same old Mourinho? Not that's a bad thing because he's won so much, but are we seeing the same Mourinho as we did, back in 2004 when he took over at Chelsea, or won the Champions League with Porto?
All right, well, let's get Arian on and let's see what he has to say on the matter. Arian, do you believe we're seeing the same Jose Mourinho that managed Porto and around that time, or are we seeing the same Mourinho as that was at Manchester United and Chelsea? Or are we seeing a different one completely? You tell me.
Managers change from club to club. I don't think we're going to see the same Mourinho we saw at Porto or at United or at Chelsea. I think he has to adapt to the profile of the club he's at, or at Inter Milan, for example. When he's here in a club like Tottenham, he knows the history. He knows as our recent history, even that we've unfortunately been a bit dry in the trophy cabinet. And I think he's going to adapt to that. He's going to be a little bit more assertive. He's going to come in. He's going to be like, all right, you guys have to listen to me because I know how to get you what you need, for example. But if he goes to a club like Chelsea or Manchester United, it's not a club that profile is very valued. Like Manchester United is a gigantic club that, like, trophy-wise, they're doing fine. They're not going to listen to someone who gets the trophies because they can just get anybody else and that'll do that for them. So I think depending on the profile of the club, we're going to see a different Mourinho. I think he's a little bit different in terms of how harsh he is or how toxic he is. I just think that's down to how the club treats him. When he's getting treated so poorly by the fans at a club like Man United, you're gonna it's just a natural human reaction to kind of bite back, and especially when he's doing the job he was doing fantastic. You're benching players like Pogba and Martial. We've seen right now why he's done that. They're not these fantastic players just because they have like a 95 million price tag doesn't mean that they're automatically this wonderful player that'll do everything. So do I think that he as managers change? I just think that's naturally what happens when he goes to different clubs. So I guess, yeah, I think he has.
Fair point. But how do you feel like he has performed since taking over at Tottenham? Has he performed to expectations, exceeded?
Wonderful. When Pochettino even before Pochettino got sacked, I remember actually giving a shot for him to get sacked for Mourinho. I didn't want it to happen, but I said if it does happen, my first choice would be Mourinho. I still have some of my old tweets where I was talking about it, but I think he's been fantastic. He's done even better than I had expected. He's every aspect of the team defensively. We're all defending as a unit. He's made Eric Dyer just this new player. He was this finished, washed-up center defensive midfielder, and now you can see he's slowly starting to adapt to this new center back role, and he's doing wonderful. His passing's gotten better, his defending's gotten better, his awareness gotten better. He's making less mistakes. He's brought in Ledley King, and we thought that was going to be for the defense. It turns out it's been for Harry Kane this whole time. He's been absolutely wonderful. He's getting the assists, he's getting the goals, and he's getting the defensive work done on the other end. He's getting the corner. Just every little aspect. He's made Son start to track back, which was something we always used to criticize him for. He would never track back. He would never try to defend as a unit. He's been absolutely wonderful in every aspect. I can't fault him for very much.
Do you feel that the kind of reputation Jose had coming in has completely vanished now? Or do you think that there's still, hold on a bit, this Jose Mourinho can still rear his head again?
Look, I never really liked to buy into that reputation at all. We like, for example, let's like what was it? Was it his first three clubs? It was Porto, it was Real, and it was his first spell at Chelsea and
No, it's Porto.
Inter,
It was Porto,
believe.
Chelsea, then Inter.
Yeah. And I don't think he got sacked in any of those clubs, if I'm correct, right? Because I think Chelsea got sacked in the second spell.
No, he got sacked.
Yeah.
He got sacked at his first spell at Chelsea as well. He did in his third season. He did
Did
get
he?
sacked. Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
But that was but you're right. In
Well-
the Porto and the Inter, he didn't. And then Madrid, he didn't get sacked in Madrid either.
And Madrid didn't get sacked either. Yeah. I was just more wondering about Chelsea. But the thing is, you see, every time he gets sacked, it's a little bit more about how the club treats him. I don't like every time he's been sacked. I've never bought into this narrative that Mourinho is this toxic manager that asks for the sacking. Because you see, when he wins the treble, for example, at Inter Milan, that's not toxic. For example, every time he gets like, let's see, Manchester United, for example, you saw the fans turn on him, Chelsea turned on him. All these clubs, they never backed him. They always chose the players. Correct me if I'm wrong. I believe it wasn't Eden Hazard, like the player that turned on him that in one of the spells in Chelsea. These players, they often have these egos, and they start to think they're better than the manager, because they've won something, they've done something, they're famous, they think they're the best player in the world. I don't care what it is, but what happens is they get into this little clash with the manager, and that not only messes up the chemistry of them two, it kind of disrupts the whole team, because when you have the manager and one of your star players butting heads, the entire club feels a little bit shaky. So I think when you're at a club like Tottenham, where no one really is going to have an ego. I mean, what do these guys have to brag about? I mean, maybe Lloris because he's won the World Cup, but I mean, Harry Kane, best striker in the world. But what's he got to show for? What ego is he going to bring in? Heung-min Son, fantastic winger, but again, even you can see he's such a humble guy. He's like, oh, I'm not a superstar, I'm not anything here. I don't think there's a personality at the club that's going to go and start to think he's this 10 feet tall, better than Mourinho. Mourinho is this washed manager. I'm this fantastic young player. I don't think that's going to happen. You see players that you could see like that, like Dele Alli, for example. He's got a little bit of personality that maybe he thinks he's better than that. And he's been a little bit quiet. In fact, he's getting frozen out right now because of that kind of ego. He hasn't worked hard for it. He's not starting, and now he's being frozen out of the squad. You saw Tanguy and Ndombele at the beginning last season, and now they said they've put their egos aside and they're doing what's better for the team. Gareth Bale might be the only one who, again, has a little bit of an ego, but I don't think he's the kind of personality to do that. And he's on loan. He's not a permanent signing. So I don't think we're going to see that Mourinho rear his ugly head, because I don't think the club's going to butt heads with him. If there's any club where he's going to stay more than 3 years or just not get sacked again, it's going to be Tottenham Hotspur.
But how do you feel about Jose in the games? For example, in the past 3 games, we've played Burnley, we played Brighton, we played West Brom. Haven't been the prettiest of performances. Under Pochettino, we probably would have attacked these games. We probably would have dominated possession, play on the front foot, try and press very high. It's kind of been a different approach over the past 3 games anyway under Jose. And you could argue a lot of performances last season as well. Does that worry you at all, though that this is the kind of football he likes to play, or do you feel like this is how you get over the line over the course of a season?
I believe I'm going to go ahead and list out the results for you. These are the results I think were off the top of my head. The last 3 results Pochettino had against all of these teams were a 3-0 loss at Burnley, a 2-1 or a 3-0 loss at Brighton, a 2-1 loss at Burnley, and a 1-0 loss at the Hawthorns. So, am I worried about the style of play like that? No. I'm getting the 3 points. That's all that matters to me.
100 million% spot on. But before I let you go, rate Jose Mourinho's first year out of 10 for me.
9.5.
9.5.
Easily.
What does he need for that extra half a point?
To win a trophy.
All right.
That's it. All right.
Okay. Arian, thank you
Nice
so much
one,
for coming
Arian.
on, mate.
Good to speak
Thank
to you
you,
as
guys.
always, man. Good to see you.
later.
See you soon.
We have got a couple of guests left. Anik. Let's bring on Anik. Hello,
Hi,
Anik.
Hi, Anik.
Hi guys. Hi guys. Can you hear me?
Hiya.
Hi,
Yeah,
how
can
you
hear
how
you,
you
can hear you.
keeping, Anik?
Yeah. So, I mean, for me, I can tell you something. Jose Mourinho is box office. Okay. Now, if you look at the history of managers, I would say probably he is the biggest brand of managers ever. I mean, people can argue that his style of play is different. He's not the free flowing football. But I can say this about Mourinho: he may not be the fastest car, but he is the most expensive one. And we got him. So, I mean, like for today's session, you're asking, can you? I mean, how was first session at Tottenham? I mean, well, overall till now he has done good, but I think we should judge him better after the next 5 games rather than the 6 games. We would know where Tottenham actually stand and what is his ideas, how he prepares. Because now Jose Mourinho will really be put to test. So I think those 6 games are really, really crucial for Jose Mourinho to judge what where we are going, what Tottenham is going to achieve this year, especially in the Premier League. I can't hear you.
Sorry. Our next 6 games are Man City, Chelsea, Palace, Liverpool, and Leicester, and then we have Arsenal somewhere in between as well. How many points does he need? If, as you say, this is where we really judge him. What does he need to do to really win any doubters over, or to achieve what we want to achieve this season? How many points do you think he needs out of those games?
Look, judging by how the Premier League is going now, even if we get to manage 10 points, 10 points would be, it would be a great result. If we get 10 points, we'll be definitely fighting for the top 3 or rather top 2. So I would be very happy if they get 10 points. If not, I would be still happy if we get at least 8 points out of those 6 games. I would still be happy.
I see. Okay.
And what do you feel Jose needs to do better as a manager at Tottenham Hotspur? What has he been lacking in the last year?
Okay, so people have, a lot of people have been asking questions and giving answers like, has Jose Mourinho evolved as a manager? What I feel is, yeah, he has evolved as a manager. It depends on where the situation is. Like, I think Jose Mourinho is kind of an old school manager who demands more of their players. Like, he wants that collective approach, like very cohesive and collective, that players would sacrifice for the team. That is more important to him. And if you look at him, he is the most single-minded manager that you can ever get. He is still that, but again, if you see that sometimes if you look dead back to Manchester United, like, where he froze out Pogba, but here if you see, he's still giving Dele Alli his chances. It's just that he has to take his chances. Like after thrashing Tanguy when he played really bad, then now he's giving him chances and really praising him. He is demanding of the players. Now, what happened in Inter, Porto, Chelsea is the players sacrifice themselves. So, if we see Tottenham, the boys, we have a very good bunch of boys. If they go and have that same mentality and sacrificing for the team, it will be great. And I really want to see, like, if things go bad, how Jose Mourinho reacts. That is the point. Till now, everything is going good.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
sorry, go on.
Yeah. That's what I was trying to say. I want to see how he reacts when things go bad. But one thing he has done is that I can say we are no more Spursy. We are getting results.
Yeah, completely.
Well, you didn't say that after the West Ham game, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Nah, but I get what you're saying. I think the mentality is slowly changing at Tottenham. But what is it going to take for us to be like the mentality has changed? And for us to be certain about it, because right now we can say, the mentality is shifting, but it's not just there yet. What does it need? What needs to happen? Is it a trophy? Is that the end? Is that what needs to happen?
Look, we definitely need a trophy. I'm a big fanboy of Jose Mourinho, and I really want him to win trophies. But what I want to see from the team is, like, these games like Burnley, then Brighton, why we scrapped out goals and just nicked out the performance. The reason is that we were losing track. Sometimes we are not focused on the game. We're going ahead. We are not playing through the tactic because we're not concentrating for the entire 90 minutes. We have a good first half or a good second half or a last minute goal. I want my team to give their full for the entire 90 minutes. They need to have that mentality. If they're doing that, I would be very happy. I don't need I don't need to. I don't want them to score 10 goals, 6 goals, 5 goals. I don't want them. I just want them to play what the manager wants. They need to have that mentality for the entire 90 minutes, the concentration for the entire 90 minutes. That is what I want to see from them. And I think this 6 games will be really testing.
I completely agree, Anik. Yeah, and I just want to say thank you so much for coming on. It's
Yeah,
been a
thank
pleasure
you for
speaking to
inviting
you.
me. Like, you guys are doing a really good job, and like during this lockdown, we're getting so much info from you guys, and so keep up the good work. Cheers, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you very much,
Thank
and
you,
thank
Anik.
you for coming on.
Really appreciate that, man. Thank you.
Up the Spurs.
Thank you for the nice words. I'm getting
All
a lot of love
right,
today.
and yeah, finally we have got one more guest. Let's get him on. Hello, my friend.
Hello.
Mabsoot, how are you?
Good, good. How are you, Sim? How are you, Ben?
We're
Yes,
doing good, man. We're
very
doing
well,
good.
doing very well. Celebrating 1 year with Jose Mourinho.
Bit of an early anniversary.
Yeah, how do you feel he's done? Can you rate his time, his first year out of 10 for me?
I would say 9 out of 10. Yeah.
9 out of 10. Why so high?
Yeah. Because he definitely do already a great job, and the club look good right now. The team look good, but the only pieces that I'm gonna bring up is like his way. I don't know. I'm a big fan of Jose Mourinho. I already called last time, and I think maybe I said that to you.
I remember.
And what I'm gonna say is like, I don't know. Maybe is my my opinion, because look at Dele Alli. I know he give Dele Alli a lot of opportunity to play. I don't know what is going on behind the scene. You understand? Like, is Dele Alli have the great confidence? Like, he's confident of himself. Like, because I saw in the All of Nothing, the documentary, he talk one to one to Dele Alli. I know you have the potentiality. You have to you have to. There is a difference between a player that have his moment and the player that is stay at the top every time. So I don't know if he still need to talk to him every time, or he still talk to him like that, because you know Jose Mourinho from Porto to Chelsea to Inter, he worked with a old player. Like, it's not, they are not too old, but the mentality is different. You understand? So the young generation now, they don't understand things like the the old people. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
So I want Jose Mourinho sometime maybe is to give the confidence to the player that is not in his moment, like what he did with Ndombele. If you take not every player gonna take it like Ndombele take it, and he work on himself. He become what he's doing right now. So
yeah, go on.
the only thing, the only thing I want to say, my point is just maybe he has to talk more to them, give them opportunity. I know he give Dele Alli a lot of opportunity. He didn't take it, but that's the only point I'm gonna say. And also about I see a lot of people, even you guys say about the last 3 games that we play against Burnley, Brighton, and
West Brom.
West Brom, yeah.
Yes. Looking at that game, if you see the game before West Ham, the team was pressing high. We score early goal. If you see, I think it's more tactical, because when they start the game before the West Ham game, the player, they use a lot of energy. You can see at the end of the game, they are tired. They're not giving a lot.
I see.
But
So yeah.
but after the West Ham game, the last 3 games, you see them playing like from the beginning to the end, the same.
Oh, is he gone? We lost him. No, he's still there. No,
Hello?
is he there or is he gone?
Are you there? Are you there?
They're giving the
There you go.
same energy till the end. So I think it's more tactical because I think maybe Jose Mourinho want to secure, because if you talking about tactical, it's not only like 4-3-3-1 or 4-2-2, not the formation. How the team is defending, how the team is attacking, because
Shape.
he want. I think he want to secure maybe those small team. Let's look at the Man City game to see if what everything is everybody is saying is right. Maybe it's the players, or maybe it's more tactical. Because if they play like the attack look different at the Man City game, so we can say maybe is more tactical. But for me, I think it's more tactical just to secure those small teams, because nobody knows like West Ham can equalize, and we're gonna do 3-3 for that game.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much for coming on.
Nice one,
That
Matsu.
is the end of our show. So thank you so
Matsu.
much. It's a pleasure speaking to you, my friend.
Thank you. Come on, sports.
Come
Come
on,
on, you
come on,
Spurs.
Mobsu. Come on.
All right. So that is it. I think it's safe to say that people are very happy with Jose Mourinho right now.
So far, everyone seems a pretty
He is
decent
not a
consensus.
dinosaur. We do not prefer Ten Hag or Nagelsmann.
Just make that clear.
Just making it clear, as someone said a year ago, I'm not sure who. But yeah, there you have it.
Yeah, it was interesting to get people's opinions on Jose, because I know the year has been interrupted through like COVID and everything, so he hasn't had like a full year's worth of games. But I think it's been a very interesting first year. It was obviously Pochettino was always going to be a very, very difficult act to follow, but especially since lockdown and definitely since the beginning of this season, I think we really are seeing something take shape under Jose, and it's definitely very exciting at the moment.
When Pochettino left, it was like...
Where do we go from here? Yeah.
It was like breaking up with a girlfriend that you really, really loved, you know what I mean? And then when Mourinho comes, it's just like... I really did not want it when he came. I just did not want him. I hated everything he stood for. And I've been proved wrong time and time again, Jose Mourinho. And I firmly believe he is the right manager for Tottenham Hotspur now. Completely.
Well, there you have it. If Jose's watching, you've turned him. You've turned him. And he believes you are the right man. I think Jose goes... I've seen him talk at a few interviews that he had during that time between United and Spurs. And he was talking about how he approaches different clubs. And, Richard Keys in BN Sports, he asked him, do you have a certain mentality? Or do you have like a certain way of playing? He said, it depends. It depends on who I'm managing. And he adapts.
He said to win, didn't he?
He says to win, but he says he adapts himself to the situation all the time.
Yeah, he also said, I would love to play out from the back. I would like to play 4-3-3, tiki-taka football all the way, play beautiful football, win every game, but that's just not reality.
Yeah, and exactly. And I think Jose has proven time and again, every single job he's been at, that he is one of the best managers to ever manage. And I think at the moment anyway, the signs are he's starting to prove it again at Tottenham. Although it's only 8 games in, it's still very early on. But I think we are starting to see something definitely take shape at Spurs in terms of the playing squad we have, how he's managing games, his man management, and his relationship with the fans as well. So I think everything's pulling in a positive direction. I think it's been a positive year. It's not been perfect, but I think it's definitely a step in the right direction. And I'm happy we have him in charge at the moment. So got to say, it's been a good year for us and for Jose.
All right, so there you have it. that is our opinions on Jose Mourinho 1 year on after taking the Tottenham Hotspur job. So that is it. That was our fan show for Jose Mourinho. Check back on Friday as we'll be giving you a Manchester City pre-match fan show, and the day after that it is the Man City game. The Premier League is back, and it is the start of a mental run for Tottenham Hotspur.
We should do this call again after we lose to City and see what everyone thinks.
Exactly. All right, so there you have it. See you on Friday for our pre-match fan show. Like, subscribe, and comment as always.
Come on, you Spurs.